A big part of events is to build community, and there are these like touch points where you're building community all around. How do you think event apps should absorb what's happening that you're talking about? What can they really learn from that, and what do you think they should bring into their design?
Yeah, so I think what we should really define is what is a community. To me, a community is when you have, it's not the speaker to sort of audience relationship, it's peer-to-peer relationships, right? It's peer-to-peer discussion. To me, the best communities sit on subreddits, on Discords, on Facebook groups, in private Slack groups. To me, those are where some of the best communities lie. And the reality is that if that's where all the communities lie, it's how can we steal some of the copy, remix, and steal the best of that technology and bring those into what we are doing within our event apps. And maybe it's not even recreating these communities. Maybe it's already using what people are using already, which is maybe the community falls in the Discord because they have all the components already built into that, and the event apps are solely for those sort of one-time events. I think it's going to be really interesting over the next number of years to see what happens. If you have the technology capabilities, if you are ambitious enough, if you can build the capabilities of a Discord or a Slack into the event app, then you're gonna have a winner. Because things with Discord and Slack, not only are they seamless and fast, and they have that sort of WhatsApp or BBM chat capabilities, but they also have voice. Like even in Discord, for example, they have a Clubhouse type environment where you can have voice only and chat. I mean, it's unbelievable what they've been able to do. So to me, that is what the future is looking like. And again, like it's going to require some really ambitious event app developers to make that happen.
Very interesting. And I think you mentioned Discord quite a few times, and I'd love to learn from the audience if you could add in the chat. Are you familiar with Discord, and have you used it before? Because I know that I've seen some anecdotes on the internet of kids kind of telling their parents when they look at something like Clubhouse or they look at something like an event app, saying, "Oh, you're taking Discord and you're doing something else with it." So you mentioned BBM, and I think you dated yourself a little bit. Of course, I'm very familiar with BBM, but I think any kind of young kid these days, BBM is ancient history, right? And Discord is coming up, and I'm sure there's other apps that are going through the market and doing things in an amazing way that then we're going to have to emulate, or we're going to have to kind of get close to, which I think is super interesting and exciting.
Well, listen, I had to bring up BBM because it's BlackBerry. I'm Canadian. I'm here in Canada. BBM holds a special place in my heart, and the Discord to me is. I'm on a whole bunch of Discords that are related to blockchain. Fashion, NBA Top Shot, and it's unbelievable how if you want to see where community lies in terms of an app, I think Discord is a really great place of how they built community. It's fantastic.
We're getting a few comments in the chat. I can see that people do know Discord and people have been using it, so that's great. I think it's really interesting just to understand where we're at. So final kind of question for you. I want to make sure we kind of wrap up. We're running a little bit behind, so I didn't want to go completely overboard, but I wanted to say, what's your advice to event professionals? A lot of them have been quite scared of technology. A lot of them have been a bit like, oh, I don't know if I can do this virtual event thing, and they've learned, we figured it out, but what's your advice for people embracing technology, because it's moving so fast? What can you tell us to maybe put us at ease or not, and how do we kind of deal with this world?
Yeah, I think my best advice is to fall on your face as much as possible. Get punched in the face as much as possible. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a big swing. It could be very small swings. I know when we started doing, for example, hybrid events, we're sort of in this theater. The first time that we actually had people in this theater live and sort of virtually, we had no idea what we were doing, right? We were like, how do we engage people in person and virtually? And we fell flat on our face because we just realized that doing this virtually while you're following me around and doing something in person, it's very difficult to do. We realized, for example, early on, by doing that small experiment, like, oh, by the way, we need a screen because the people in person, they want to see what's happening virtually, and vice versa. People that are watching this virtually want to see what's happening in person. And so, to me, the best thing that event professionals can do is to experiment quickly, is to run as many events as you can, and running very small experiments with your clients, and because you're not going to learn unless you go off and have those very small failures. And I promise you, although clients, there might be a big event and clients don't want you to fail, if you can just trial things on a very small basis, I promise that's where you're going to learn the most, because we're in a new world. This is new land completely. And so the ones that will win in this new land are those that will experiment and innovate and try new ways of doing things.
Perfect, Shawn. Thank you so much for that. I think that's great advice, and I definitely share those thoughts of, fail fast, fail small if you can, I think is a great way to look at it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I bet the next video is going to be even better. So hit subscribe and we'll chat in the comments.